The Abyssal Terror. On a warm summer day, three close friends, Nate, Lisa, and Mike, decided to embark on a leisurely tubing trip down the tranquil Riverdale, nestled in a remote corner of the countryside. They thought it would be the perfect way to unwind and forget about their looming final exams. As they drifted along the gentle current, the sun's rays danced on the water's surface, creating a shimmering tapestry of light and shadow. The friends laughed, shared stories, and soaked in the natural beauty of the surroundings. However, the idyllic scene was about to take a sinister turn. Unbeknownst to them, lurking beneath the murky waters of Riverdale was a creature that had been the stuff of local legends for generations. The locals called it the Abyssal Terror, a name that sent shivers down the spine of anyone who had heard the stories. As the friends floated downstream, they began to notice subtle anomalies in the river's behavior. The water's surface rippled and bulged in strange, unnatural patterns. Lisa, the most observant of the group, had a growing sense of unease. She whispered to her friends, "Do you see that? Something's not right." Just as she uttered those words, a massive, serpentine creature surged from the depths, its jaws filled with jagged teeth snapping shut just inches from Mike's tube. The friends screamed in terror as they realized the true nature of the Riverdale legend. The Abyssal Terror was real, and it was hunting them. Desperation fueled their fight for survival as they paddled furiously, trying to outmaneuver the monstrous aquatic predator. The beast was relentless, diving and resurfacing with alarming speed, its ebony eyes filled with an insatiable hunger. Nate, Lisa, and Mike's tubing trip had transformed into a nightmare. Their hearts pounded, and they clung to their tubes, trying to outwit the creature. The river's once serene beauty now seemed ominous, the very source of their impending doom. Hours passed as they fought to evade the relentless Abyssal Terror. Fatigue and fear took its toll, but they couldn't give in. The creature seemed to grow bolder, rising closer and closer with each appearance, making escape increasingly challenging. As the sun dipped below the horizon, the friends finally spotted the river's end and the welcoming shore. They gave their final ounces of strength, propelled by sheer terror, and just as they reached the shallows, the beast lunged one last time. With a well-timed leap, they narrowly escaped its snapping jaws and tumbled onto the riverbank. Gasping for breath and covered in mud, they watched as the Abyssal Terror thrashed in the shallows, unable to pursue them onto dry land. They had narrowly survived a close encounter with a nightmare lurking beneath the surface. Shaken and traumatized, Nate, Lisa, and Mike knew they had faced something otherworldly, something they could never explain to others without sounding utterly insane. Their tubing trip had indeed allowed them to blow off steam, but it had also etched an indelible horror into their memories, one that would haunt their nightmares long after their final exams were over.